Hi, welcome to learnhowtogarden.com. On today's episode of the 10-Minute Gardener, we're going to be sowing sugar snap peas. If you're not already subscribed to me at Learn How to Garden, there's a link directly below this film. Click on that, it takes you to the website, input your email address. That means every time we put up one of our newsletters, you get access to it. It also means you get told every single time we put up a new film, and you also get to see what courses and lectures we're doing this year. I do like sugar snap peas. What I like about them is they're not as fiddly as normal peas. Peas are fantastic, but you have got to pod them. And this particular variety that I've grown before from Seeds of Italy really is quite spectacular. It's early, it's really quite sweet, and they crop fantastically. And they're dead easy to sow. And you have three choices really. You could sow them straight outside into the ground, you could sow them into toilet rolls, or my preferred method is to sow them into small root trainers, and it couldn't be easier. You take your root trainers and some good multi-purpose compost. Don't skimp and buy the cheapest compost possible. It never really, in my opinion, works in the long run. The better these seedlings start off, the better your plants long term. It's one of the reasons I like using root trainers. Once your root trainers are full, just tap it, and that drops the level in the root trainers. Then take your thumb or finger and just push a hollow into the top of each one, about a centimetre deep. Now there's no need to soak peas. That used to be something some people did. You do with some of the old varieties, but this I've never found a problem. The reason I start mine in root trainers is I have real trouble with mice. Mice really do like young peas and pea seedlings, and the time of the year that these go in does mean that mice tend to have young, and they're sort of foraging about, so they're quite likely to take them. And what I then do is take two peas and pop into each one. If both germinate, I just leave both to grow. If one germinates, then obviously that one goes in. We put two into each root trainer. And because these are big seeds, they're easy to get in. People often ask me, is it worth growing peas? They're quite cheap to buy, frozen peas are readily available, and without a shadow of a doubt, unless you've grown your own, you've never really tasted them. I mean, I know that they freeze them in the machine as they pick them, but I still do believe there's nothing quite like those peas. I would love to tell you how well these peas cook, but if I was being brutally honest, I'm not sure any of them have ever got to a pot of water. They all tend to get eaten on the way. Once they're in, take a small potting riddle, your compost in, riddle over the top to bring it back up to the top of the root trainer. You could technically, with a seed as big as a pea, just use your multi-purpose compost without riddling it. I think this is force of habit for me, is finishing off my seeds with a riddle. And once they're all covered, I just take potting trowel, smooth off the top, and then what I do is just pop this into a bucket of water to about there, leave it for 5 minutes to water from the bottom, take them out, let them drain, put them in a cold frame somewhere cool, and just let them start to grow. When they're about a couple of inches high, we'll do a small film and show you how to just open up the root trainers and pop them straight into one of your lasagna or raised beds.